Hello everyone, my name is Cesar. This is one of my pages, cesarusa.com. This is the travel tab. We provide services regarding travel, such as tour guides, assistance with real estate. If you want to either rent, say on Airbnb, we do provide services about that. We also provide assistance with purchases. Let's say you want to buy a real estate in Medellin, Colombia. We have agents that sell real estate through well-known real estate companies. And the purpose of this video today is about tips for travelers. I have provided already several videos. This one will add to those. My channel is CUSA space INT. I just made a video about safety in Colombia, like where is safe to go in Colombia. Okay, I do provide other services and courses such as English, Spanish classes, things like that. For example, if you want to learn some Spanish before you travel to Colombia, then you can watch some of these videos. I invite you to subscribe. There's other tips in there, such as preventing fraud, preventing scams, numerous uh, different videos in different subjects, such as English, Spanish. If you want to learn Spanish or English, those who are barely learning, I have some Spanish courses, Spanish videos, and some English um, classes. Anyway, I was talking in the previous video about Colombia. I was telling you about El Peñón in Guarapé, and then things like that. But the tips that I wanted to mention is this tip is also useful for anybody, even the ones that are not traveling. And I'm talking about backing up your hard drive, backing up your cellular phone. For example, let's say you basically most people nowadays have a cell phone where they have all their contacts in there. And what could happen is that, for example, out of a sudden the cellular dies on you, doesn't work anymore. It's a short circuit, maybe fell onto the floor or fell into water. Whatever the reason, doesn't work anymore. You lost all your contacts and that you had in your cell phone. Your WhatsApp had all your contacts, had your videos, your cellular had your videos, your photos. You're in trouble. Okay, then you have to go buy another cell phone, and you're gonna have to spend a bunch of money on another phone. Maybe you have, you take it to the shop and they say that it's not fixable, things like that. That's why I always recommend backing up, especially your contacts. I remember a real estate agent who lost all her contacts she had in her phone. So, there are ways to back up your cell phone. Some people do backups over their WhatsApp, either regularly, periodically, to the cloud, to Google Drive. Problem with that is that Google will have access to that information. But if you don't have any information like private photos, things like that, maybe you will not mind. Anyway, what you could do is find a good way to keep your contacts in an additional location. It could be every time you get a new contact, you also put it in your computer. You also get an extra hard drive where you will back up your data into that second hard drive. So if your computer dies, you will have a backup also of your computer. So basically, the tip here is backup, backup, backup. Just like when you're buying real estate, where you basically recommendation is location, location, location. The tip here is for backing up. Back up your data, your photos, your pictures, photos, your videos, everything, your contacts. Okay, so big tip there. You don't want to lose your contacts, and then you're basically to ground zero, where you have to start over and speak to people. You know what? I lost my contacts. maybe you will lose them forever. I mean, you contacts in different countries, um, things like that. Say you travel to another country, somebody stole your phone, then you got all the information there, such as your travel information in there, the phone numbers for your family back in your home country, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, see if you can clone your cell phone. See if you could save as much as you can into a little memory in your cell phone. You can buy an extra mini memory. It could be 64 gigs or 34, 32, or whatever you want to buy. And then back up all your photos. Put all your photos in there. Make a backup. Leave them in your home country in a safe place. So you have all your, or just save into memory and leave the cell phone empty. So on your basically all your love, your most loved photos and pictures you should save in a safe place, and your cell phone will just have just the apps and your contacts. So and then you put a password on your cell phone that, so that if you get stolen, they will not have access to your banking or your other stuff. So whenever you go out, you should put a password in there. You got a home, you can remove it, but remember to put it back on when you go out. Um, Always think on safety, about safety. For example, let's say you like to wear expensive stuff, expensive rings, safety. For example, I know somebody who went to another country, France in this case, where the person didn't think that anything's going to happen. It's a third world country, I mean a first world country. Didn't think that anything was going to happen, and then I think it was in the elevator or somewhere, was assaulted, robbed, and they took the valuables, expensive ring and everything. I'm not sure if the person had a insurance, but it's a big loss that the person had. Myself, I went to Paris. I never thought that somebody was going to steal. I was carrying a lot of stuff. That's the thing. Some people carry too many things, too many bags, too many things. And then I put it in the floor. I was trying to actually check my stuff into a place where I could walk freely without carrying anything. And I put my camcorder on the floor. And I walked maybe 2, 3 steps, and I actually left it behind me. And there was a line of people behind me. So when I turned around, it was nowhere to be seen. I think I probably lost sight of it for a few seconds, 10 seconds, I don't remember how many seconds. But that was enough for somebody to grab it and run away. Nobody said anything. You know what I'm saying? So they basically didn't warn me. I think there were 2, 3 people. I don't remember how many people there were behind me. Nobody said anything. I went outside. I didn't see anybody anywhere with my camcorder. So I lost it. And I was carrying a bunch of stuff. I had just arrived to Paris, and actually I wanted to walk around. Didn't actually arrive to the hotel because that was another mistake. I picked a hotel. I didn't know Paris, and I actually picked a hotel, and I thought it was near Paris, and actually it was outside of, like an hour and some minutes outside of the where I arrived. Actually, the address that I had was very similar to an address in Paris. So when I went to the location and the address in Paris, there was not such a hotel. Later on, I found out that the same address was in a small town an hour away. So basically, I was carrying a bunch of stuff. I got off in the wrong location, and I think that's when I went to a place to put my stuff away, one of those places where they keep your luggage. So I was actually looking for a place near. I decided not to go to that hotel. It was um, too far out of the city. And actually, what I wanted to visit was Paris. So I just got another hotel. Anyway, so be prepared for all kind of inconveniences, things that you will never expect. So some people buy travel insurance. Some people carry, I mean, play safe and other people that are careless, so try to go on the safe side. So, some people carry very expensive stuff, very expensive jewelry, all kind of stuff, and then they get robbed, things like that. Or so you wanna play humble, unless you're like a well-known person that you're supposed to look, pretty elegant and things like that. I recommend traveling with other people. Try not to travel alone unless you have to. And if you travel alone, just go to safe places, not to take risks. You don't want to be kidnapped or whatever, especially if you're a well-known person. So play safe at all times. Not to stay up late in safe areas. Right. Try to go out during the day. If you go out at night, go straight from the car that drops you off straight to the business place that you're going into. For say a nightclub, you go straight to the nightclub and you don't just walk around on the street at night. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you go to a nightclub, watch out for somebody putting a drug in your drink. Then they take you out. They say, no, she or he got drunk. I'm gonna take him home, and actually they're taking you to a place where things happen. Pretty bad things will happen. So you don't want to be robbed or whatever else. You want to be placed safe. There's a lot of tourists. There are a lot of tourists that do sex tourism. They having a hard time in their own country meeting women or men, whatever. And then they go on Tinder, try to get a date. And they say they are in another country, they get a Tinder date, and actually the woman is nice, maybe had a friend, two females or one, and then eventually they manage to have you order a car, but actually they ordered for you, and the driver is actually not actually a Tinder, not an app driver, but it's a private driver who actually takes you somewhere else, not your hotel, and actually they drug you on the way there or before, and they go to your hotel and they steal everything from you, and they leave you drug in there in your own apartment. So be careful with that. I've seen in the news people who have arrived from different countries, and they go with unknown women to hotels. They get drugged and they get killed. Sometimes it's because they overdose. It's a powder, so it's kind of hard to measure. So they don't know what's the actual dose that is safe. So they just give them a bunch of powder or whatever, scopolamine, and the person ends up overdosed and dies or gets pretty sick. Getting a scopolamine drug in your system will leave you for a few days pretty bad. You don't recognize things. You basically obey what they tell you to do, and then they take advantage of you. So be very careful with that. Let's see. So this is one of my pages. This is csarusa.com/cesarinternational.htm. I have some useful links. Excuse me. For example, DuckDuckGo is a search website similar to Google. There's Bing, Google.com. All the links are right there. Well, mainly links such as Craigslist and things like that, LinkedIn and things. I have put some older links there that you may want to look at. We provide a lot of services such as real estate. We promote different people such as modeling services, is promotion for singles, singers, painters, artists. We provide a lot of other services to foreigners such as proofreading of documents, translation, language interpreting, you name it. A lot of services that we provide. We have multiple pages with different. If you don't like one, I have a video before here, but Flash Player is no longer working. So this is a painter. We promote the sale of books. We provide computer-related services, employment-related services, um, you name it. We provide a lot of services. We are actually open to other services. This is actually a Japanese page. We made a copy for Japanese people. We can translate actually different languages. We can actually make translations of unexpected languages. For example, we can actually translate to hardly known languages. As long as we have the list of the words to be translated, we can actually do the conversion. So translation, interpreting, tour guides, those are some of our services. Other tips that I can provide to you, I'm not saying that this is unsafe. Actually, Medellin to me has become pretty safe in reality. Um, I mean, it's not perfect. There are some crime, there's some crime that happens, but it has been pretty safe. I have been in Medellin for a good number of years, and it has been pretty good. Manizales is one that I've been recommended to go. I have only been there a couple of times for just a day. Medellin is pretty nice. What I wanted to say is about how or what do you should carry when you travel. Normally, what you should do is carry probably two or three wallets. One, I mean, they should be hidden. For example, you could have one of those under the belt, little like a back, like a like a what would be like a belt. I would call it like that. Very thin, where you will have your documents and probably some of the big bills and your other valuables. So in that little one, you will keep maybe your passport or your um, card size passport, the $100 bills. I mean the expensive stuff, the important stuff. And you could have another small wallet where you have your cash, just your cash, like maybe just for your that day expenses. For example, to buy groceries or to buy things, you will have one that just have the cash. So just has the cash. So that what happens if you get robbed? You just hand down your pocket money wallet. Saying they're gonna ask you for your cell phone too. But at least you're not giving out your wallet with all your documents. They see that you have a wallet with money, and that's all they want beside your cell phone and your jewelry. Okay, so do not carry jewelry, watches, things like that. No, what you could do, and I mentioned that in a previous video just today, that you could buy a cheap phone in Colombia. You could buy it maybe for 150,000 pesos, like maybe 100,000 pesos, 100 a little more. A cell phone that has the basics, WhatsApp. You should have WhatsApp in Colombia. A lot of people have it. Most people have it. And you will have your email account in there if you want to. Put a password on it, and you can buy a local a local SIM card very inexpensively, a couple of dollars, something like that, or less. And then that will be your phone for going out. You leave your expensive phone at home. I mean, at the hotel, in a safe place, not in a cheap hotel that they're gonna get into your room and steal your stuff from the room. So just keep it in a safe place. Put a password on all your cell phones. Good password that is not gonna be guessed easily. And then you just walk around with an inexpensive phone. If you use the inexpensive phone, they may not even rob you because they may not see worth it. But if they see you walking with an iPhone, rings, maybe a chain, gold chain in your neck, you are putting yourself as a target. So you don't want to do that. Do not look like you're carrying expensive stuff. Do not carry expensive stuff like such as cameras, expensive photographic equipment, video cameras, things like that. If you actually need to take good pictures, I mean, it's only if it's for business. The inexpensive phone can take somewhat decent photos and videos, but if you want something professional, you may need to carry something more expensive, but then you should be going with more people. You know what I'm saying? So they will watch your back and you will be safer. Okay. If you have more questions, just give me a call. I have an email address, or send me a message or call me. This is my email address, CUSAINT, but actually it's CUSAinteresting@gmail.com. That's one that I made recently, where you can send me an email and tell me, oh, you know what, I'm intending to travel to Colombia, in particular, I want to go to Pereira, Bogota, whatever. Let me know and see how can I help you with your trip. So let me know. Okay. All right. So have a good day. Take care. All right. Goodbye.